All right, good afternoon out there and happy Friday to you. Happy Wildcard Weekend Friday. It's Catching Up with Tommy Mac here on 1010XL's podcast platform, 1010XL.com, of course, the 1010XL app. I'm in the podcast studios right here at the 1010XL headquarters. Got me a new microphone. Hopefully I sound better than last time. I know that was a little bit of a problem. Appreciate you all checking it out. It's happy times around here as we get ready for our Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round right here in Duval, baby. And it's absolutely incredible. Brought to you by my good friends at Team Tommy Mac. Check them all out at TommyMac.net. They're great. Best in the business, best in the class of their industry, whether you're from Morgan to Morgan all the way to whoever, Freedom Finance, Salt Air Inn and Suites, all of them. They all are fantastic. You see, I got my Trev shirt on. This is the Savage Trevor shirt. That's what this is, right? And you get it at Caribbean Connection. Fantastic. All right, Buffalo Bills come to town. 12-5, Jags 13-4. What a matchup it is. Look, I've said all week, I feel really good about this game. Not overconfident at all, but confident in the fact that we match up well. Looking at their offense, looking at their defense, looking at their schedule, who they played, how they played them, how they beat them, the point differential, common opponents, they're there. There's 5 of them. I'll go through that. And we match up well in that regard, too. When we played the common opponent, how we beat them. Maybe they lost, we won. But we're right there with them, man. And it's going to be rubber meets the road at that line of scrimmage. The number one rushing offense versus the number one rushing defense. By the way, everybody's saying, like, not enough rushing, whatever. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I'll tell you why. And I don't mean that so disrespectfully. It's all about yards per carry. It's all about yards per carry. It's not number of rushes. It's not number of yards. It's how many times per carry. What do I hold them to? The Jags are at 3.9. They're at 3.9. That's tied for second in the best. Seattle's the only one that's better at 3.7 yards per carry. I don't care how many times it is. Now, granted, if it was only a few times, it wouldn't be enough. But there's plenty of rushes that we've gone against, and we have shut them down. No rusher over 75 yards. They average 160. They average 5.2 yards per carry. And Cook is unbelievable. Cook the third is absolutely unbelievable. So that's where the rubber meets the road, that line of scrimmage. I just said it, getting off fresh off the air with Dempsey, Mike Dempsey, and Fat Tony, who's not fat, and Dylan Denmark in his last week. And just saying, like, look, we got to out-physical them. I'm going Gino. I'm going my dad, old school. Like, you got to out-hit them. You got to out-hit them. They're going to come in here thinking that they can push you around, that they're the ones that are the forceful ones. No, we meet that, and we smash them right in the damn face. They're beatable. We know they are. We are too. They should feel the same way. I mean, if you're Buffalo, you're like, yeah, we could beat Jacksonville. We got to play our game. Both sides have to play their game, but there are cracks in the armor, and we'll go through it. Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Great to be here, man. Great to be alive. I got a shit ton of notes. I do. It's 12:12, so, I say a prayer. Some people say make a wish. I just say a quick thank you to the good Lord. But nonetheless, notes after notes, just looking at these two teams and how they look against each other. Of course, tail the tape. Defense was dominated by the Jags, and offense was split. Look, you can't deny Josh Allen. He's a really good quarterback. Trevor's playing some of the best football out there. There's no doubt. Hello, PJ from North Carolina. What's happening? Duval is right. Trevor's playing outstanding. I love him. I love the way he's playing. His game has definitely gotten better. He's up the ante. He's playing outstanding. Probably one of the hottest QBs in the league, especially the past 8 games. But throughout the entire year and the career, you got to go Josh Allen. Although it's funny, I remember after 2022 thinking that was the trajectory of our own Trevor Lawrence. He took a little stumble, but it feels like he's on that trajectory now. Because why? Because he's taking off and running, because he's calling plays at the line of scrimmage. He's hitting guys in stride. He's putting it in the right spot. His percentage of completion keeps going up, up, and up, and so does his yards per attempt. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to take care of what? You're going to have to take care of James Cook III, man. This guy's a special running back. And if I had to pick a running back out of the contingent of running backs this weekend, no disrespect to any of our running backs, but I take James Cook III. He's that that impressive. He's that explosive. So we've held everybody else in check. Jonathan Taylor twice. We shut him down. No more than 75 yards anytime this year. So that's going to be a key. I want to see our defensive front. Listen, Eric Armstead, I don't think he's coming on our show Fridays anymore. It's fine. He wants to focus on the postseason. No problem. He's got to have a fucking monster game. I mean, like one of his best games as a Jag, if not his best game. We're going to need that from him. We're going to need that from Devon Hamilton. You got to stop this run. And you got to control Josh Allen. Look, he's going to get his, but you don't want it blown out. And if you let this running back get going, this running game get going, it's going to be a tough day. Because I look, we can pound it on them, although our running game hasn't been as good as it needs to be. Our passing game's been outstanding, but guess what? They're really good against the pass. They're number one in the league in giving up yardage in the pass. It's like 157 yards per game. I'll go through all the stats. We'll rip through it. We'll look a little at the wild card weekend. Some great games. Bears fans, man, I'm pulling for you. I am. I don't know. The Pack, there's something about them. You probably should have lost twice to them, but you split. I get that, but that's going to be a tough out for you, even at home. But we'll try to get through those as well. Exciting times. I mean, look, Coach Campo came back from Dallas. We got people in and out of here. Everybody's excited. This is what playoff football does for you. We all know it, wherever you are in the world, in the country. If you got a playoff team, you are so excited. And even if you don't, you're still jacked up about playoff football because it's the best. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. And as a guy that's played in these kind of games, 5 to be exact, starting 3 of them, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's like the best. You can even imagine what it's like. It's euphoric. It's like incredible. It's fucking awesome. Like you give me whatever adjective you want to use, and it's that times a million, man. It's absolutely insane. And pressure, sure. Just say you don't want to screw it up. Because if you do, you screw up a play, it could be over. And you got to keep that in mind. So total focus while your hair's on fire. We call it controlled chaos. You need controlled chaos, but it's got to be chaotic. And it will be. Our Liam Cohen and staff, I can't say enough about the influence of Tony Baselli on this organization. It's been incredible. And I got to commend Shad Khan for allowing it to happen, for listening to people that said, hey, Tony would be good. Hey, you should listen to Tony. And by the way, now we got a copycat thing going on. Did you see Matt Ryan up for a new position with the Atlanta Falcons, president of something? It's going to happen. You saw where Troy Aikman being hired as a consultant to find the next Miami Dolphin head football coach. Tony Baselli has started a trend, and it's incredible what he's done. This team is playing, and I know how Tony is, of course, being a teammate of his and friend for a long time. This is how he played. This is how we all played. This is what our team was. It was that resilient, gritty, physical, tough, held accountable, coached hard, rewarded immensely. I mean, all those things. And he's brought it to Jacksonville once again by what? By getting Liam Cohen. Think about it. And this is no shot on Liam because I love Liam. He's been absolutely phenomenal. But nobody was looking at Liam Cohen. The Bucs wanted him back, so they were going to do that. Maybe they wanted him to be a head coach, possibly, but it didn't seem that way. But Tony had one interview with him, said, that's our guy. My kind of guy. They love football, right? They're going to hold everybody accountable. They're going to coach guys hard. Trust me, I've been hearing that's what they do. From the quarterback all the way down, they coach these guys hard, and then they reward them hard too, which is a great thing. No doubt about it. So we'll still do the disrespect card. It's fine. Let's play with it. Roll with it. We are a home underdog to the Buffalo Bills. We're a home underdog to Buffalo Bills. We have a better record by 1 game. They're a really good team. Come on, but we're a really good team too. We're both really good. So it just it plays into the disrespect. Excuse me, the disrespect. By the way, the habanero chili was unbelievable by Fan Camp. Got me a little bit in the grill here, but it's absolutely insane. Thanks for bringing it by. That was great, man. Just absolutely incredible. But again, here we go with the no respect. Nobody respect. Great. Nobody believes us. Great. You know what? You know the movie 300? I love it when you're on the road. But guess what? We'll do it at home. We'll do it at home. We got our fans. We're more than 300. But it's us against everybody else, right? I see the shirts, us versus all y'all, right? Which means everybody. For those up north, if you don't know what all y'all means, it means basically everyone. Great movie, The Professional. But yeah, that's what it is. I love these videos that have come. Mike Peterson, our great middle linebacker from back in the day. All I want to hear, though, is welcome to Duval. Prepare to get hit. Prepare to get your face kicked in on the football field. You don't have to fight in the stands. Nobody gives a crap about that. You know what I mean? I don't, but don't take no shit either. You know, you gotta beat Duval at the same time. Let's see what we got here. Stevie B from Marathon. Yeah, I'm excited too. You have a potato cut. Yeah, I do, man. That potato bread, Martin's potato bread and butter bread. So the best bread and low in sugar. Yeah, believe it or not, they do have sugar. So here we go with some interesting stats. All right, we'll start with the Buffalo defense. Okay. They're a good defense, no doubt about that. They have given up, though, 28 carries of 15 yards or more, the most out of any postseason team. Their rush defense is 5th worst in the league. They've given up 24 touchdowns. They give up 136 yards a game at 5.1 yards a clip. I don't care how many tries. That's awful. That is absolutely awful. The 3rd worst in the league. So their run defense is terrible. Our run offense is okay. It's nothing spectacular, about 115 a game at 4 yards a carry. We do have 22 touchdowns. We do have 9 fumbles. They fumbled it 16 times, so maybe there's something there. So their pass defense is where it really stands out. They're number 1 in the NFL versus the pass. And again, I don't care how many attempts. It doesn't matter. What matters is yards per game, which is at 157. That's what they give up through the air. We'll be above that. I'll put money on that. We'll be above 157, Trevor and company. 6.2 yards per attempt. What does that mean? They don't get beat deep a lot. They're not the quarterback that maybe doesn't have enough time to throw it far down the field, but that's the average, 6.2. And it's at a 59.7 completion percentage rate. Really good. For the record, we're pretty good on defense as well. I'll get to that. But that's the Bills' defense in a nutshell. Now, our offense has been on fire. There's no doubt about it. What we've done in the past 8 games has been incredible on offense. Our quarterback especially, our passing game especially, and a little bit in the running game. Although the running game has got to be better. We know this. I'm not saying just pound, pound, pound. I am saying, and I said it on air and I said it earlier in the week, and no disrespect to my Boston College linebacker alumnus in Matt Milano, but I'm running at his little ass. I am. And I don't mean he's not little, but he's little for a backer. That's why he plays Will. You know, he's quick. He's good in space. But I think if you run right at his ass, they're not going to have anything to stop. I think you can wear down Joey Bosa in the run. Joey's tough against the run, but I think you can wear these guys down, and we're going to have to. We're going to have to. Then play action them, and then let's get Brenton Strange involved. They haven't seen anything like Brian Thomas. Look, Brian Thomas has 2 touchdowns this year. 2. This is it. This is the game. This is the game for Brian Thomas to show that he is a deep threat, and we're going to need it. Because we got to keep that balance, right? We can't just have that safety popping up here. We got to get that safety to back up. So, by the way, it's going to be interesting. I always wonder, like, first plays from each offense. So you're thinking if you're going to test the will, right? Well, as a defense, you might be like, all right, they're coming at me against the run, and then it's a misdirection. Josh Allen out the back door looking for somebody down the field. So you got to be aware of that. You can't just be inching forward thinking you're going to, come up. You got to be, again, controlled chaos, know your assignments, know where you need to be. And linebackers, above everything else, right at the snap, shuffle just for a second to be able to view what's going on, to assert what's happening, and then attack. Give it a second. Look, James Cook is great at what? Cutting back, cutting the ball back. What does that mean? My backside linebacker or a safety, when that ball goes away from it, trust me, we all know what we want to do. We want to fly up there and give the biggest hit, that crack his helmet in half, smash his face wide open, and just crush them right in front of everybody. But the reality is, if you're not patient on that backside, if you don't come from an inside-out angle, if you overrun it, it's gonzo, and he's gone. James Cook III can take it to the house from anywhere on the field. He's that athletic and that fast. So you're going to have to be disciplined. I always felt like linebackers, 3 or 4. We always had 3. I used to tell this to the guy, like we talk about it. Us 3, we're the ones that are going to control where this running game goes, right? So if I'm the Sam backer, I'm outside. I don't let anything outside me. And I'm turning it back to who? The Mike backer. And the Mike can be aggressive. He can go towards that ball. Because if the guy does cut back, the Will's being patient or the backside safety, and then boom, you go and attack. It's a discipline. It's no different if it went the other way with the Will. Turn him back in, let the cavalry come. Sometimes the line are told to bounce it, right? They instead of taking it out with their inside shoulder, they dip down with their outside shoulder, and it makes that back bounce, and then you go inside out on a pursuit angle. But you got to keep James Cook III in that box of the 3 backers. Look, I said it on air on 1010XL 92.5. I'll say it right here. Eric Armstead and Devon Hamilton have to have the best games of their lives. The best games throughout this playoffs, no doubt. We're taking the Bills. We're taking it one game at a time. They have got to be stout. They have got to be extremely stout against the run with this offensive front, and they got to get pushed on Josh Hines Allen. I don't care if our ends get up the field and all Josh Allen does is step up and step out, and then he's out in the open. You don't want that. You want to keep him in that pocket, and the only way to do that is to get that inside pass rush. Easier said than done. They're good. They're not great. They're better. They're better in run blocking than pass blocking, but they're not bad in pass blocking overall. They've given up 40 sacks on the entire season. So I didn't get the QB hits. I'm sorry about that. But 40 sacks for them, 41 for us in that regard. So our defense is going to have to be up for the challenge. I believe they will. And then, of course, our offense, look, man, you got to attack. 5 yards of carry is 5 yards of carry. Are you kidding me? 2nd and 5? You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it every play because they'll figure it out. But if you mix and match, you can do a great job with getting that done. Now, Josh Allen had a monster year last year, MVP year. What's happening, man? Good to hear. Daytona and Ormond Beach. Love them both. Josh Allen had a monster year last year, MVP year. Last year, his interception rate was 1.2%. Okay? This year, 2.2. So a full percent. You may be like, well, that's not that much. If you go by attempts and all that, it does add up, right? So maybe we can get 1 or 2. Maybe we can get 1 or 2. By the way, his Josh Allen's QBR versus zone, 71.7. Think about that. He averages, what's his QBR? 64.7. So actually does a little bit better. So we got to be careful with that. He can take off and run. We know this. He's a very, very dangerous guy with the ball in his hands. But so is our guy's becoming dangerous as shit. Trev the Savage, man. He really is. He's playing some of his best football. There's going to be some great football throughout the weekend. Here's my picks, just so you know. Rams over Carolina. Green Bay over Chicago. Unfortunately, I do want Chicago to win, but I think Green Bay is going to take it. I got the Jags winning 27-24. I got Philly beating San Fran. I think they beat them by a touchdown. I got New England. Everyone's like, oh, Chargers ain't winning shit. They're not good enough. They're not tough enough. They don't have all their players. Whatever. Who cares? New England will take that one. And I think Houston is going to beat Pittsburgh. I do. Do I want them to? No. I like to see Rodgers, win. I don't really give a shit about Pittsburgh. But at the end of the day, I want another shot at the Texans. I would. It's like that, when you grow up and you're getting beefs, or your brother. You want to beat up your brother after he beat you up. You want another shot at the title. I know he's listening. I'm only kidding. But you do. I would like to see that. All right, common opponents. Let's rip through them because I do think they're important. And if you don't think so, okay. But let me take you back to the Denver pick when I picked the Jags to beat Denver. And that was like, I was very confident about it. People were like, I don't know. They're really good. Yeah, they're really good. But we matched up in common opponents. And that's what you can go by. in my opinion. So we'll start with Carolina. Both played Carolina. Of course, we played them in week 1 and beat them up pretty good. They played them in week 8 and killed them 40-9. We beat them 26-10. Not a huge difference, but a little bit. You can see that. Cook had a monster game. So you see where that was. He had over 200 yards rushing that game. He had a monster game. Kansas City, week 5, we beat them 31-28. Week 9, Bills beat them 28-21. Pretty close right there. Now look, again, we didn't know what KC was then. I don't think they knew him in week 9, probably a little bit better, that they weren't going to be as good. But nonetheless, we were pretty close in that regard. Houston, of course, we played them twice, beating them 17-10 in week 3, losing 36-29 on the road in week 10. They lost to in week 12 on the road, 23-19. That's a good one-on-one in my book. Cincy, look, week 2, we shouldn't have lost that game. We did, but whatever. They beat them in week 14. Granted, Cook only had 80 yards. Cook the third. They were at home, and Burrow kept them in that game. No question about it. The Jets, we all beat them. We beat them by a better margin, or it's pretty dang close. They played them twice, week 2 and then just week 18. But last week was backups, so you're not going to count that one either. But if you look at it, it's pretty close. I think it's going to be a tight game. I do. I think it's 27-24, somewhere in that range. It could be even within 3 points. I know the spread has jumped over to the Bills. It was with the Jags, now with the Bills, and now of course we're an underdog. But again, that plays into the message, right? Nobody believes in us. They don't think we should be here. I don't know how you can say that. I mean, look, if you look, I was looking again because I always try to be objective. You look at the schedule, and if you look at Seattle game, the Rams game, then the bye came, then it was the Raiders, and then it was then it was Houston. And we lost 3 out of 4 of those. And we could have lost, I'm not going to say should have, but we could have lost the Raider game. We should have never, our defense was not playing very well then. If you remember, after the Texan game where we gave up 19 points in the fourth quarter, that's when that next game, we started turning it on. Campanile broke it down, got it to the bones, simplified things, and figured out how this defense is going to play better. And they have. Look, prior to that, the reality was the defense kept giving up drives. They did. They kept giving up leads. Trevor would go ahead. They'd let him back. I mean, you let Geno Smith go all over the place. You know, you let Joey Brissett go all. I mean, they in a nice day overall. So I could see somebody be like, well, look at that stretch. But you can't deny the thrashing of the Chargers. You can't deny beating Kansas City. San Fran, okay, you might be able to beat that up a bit because they're not the same. But guess what? Their defense is terrible without Warner and Bosa, Nick Bosa, that is. So, that would be different. They can't stop anybody, the San Francisco. And by the way, the Bears defense doesn't appear to be able to stop anybody. I know it's old school, but you got to have a stout defense. You also got to have a stud kicker, and we do. Money kicker, solid, doesn't matter. Go out there, get the kick. We know he's going to get the kick. We'll take the points. Got to take the points sometimes, Liam. Got to take the points. Use your gut. The good Lord's talking to you, my man. And sometimes you got to take that points. But nonetheless, we know what's at stake. We know what we got to do. We know what we have to do. They know what they have to do. Both teams know what they have to do. That's the beauty of playoffs. It's the beauty of it, man. It is. Look, again, we go up to Buffalo. They won 9-0 at home. 9-0. We beat them. 30-27, but we beat them. Score doesn't matter. Point differential doesn't matter when it comes to the playoffs whatsoever. Just find a way to get the job done. We got to keep our eyes out on Ray Davis. He's a very good kickoff returner, averaging 30, almost 31 yards per attempt. He's got a touchdown from 97 yards. The punt return I'm not worried about. Shakir's only at 7.8. He's got 0 touchdowns. Their kicking game, it's either going to be Prater or Matthew Wright, who used to be here. Prater's good. I'll take Cam over Prater, but Prater's had a nice career, but he may not go, although I think he returned to practice. Their punter, Wisnowski, nowhere near Logan. So we got him in special teams. I gave the check marks to our linebackers. I think they're better than the Bills backers. Terrell Bernard may not even play. He's probably one of their better guys. They got a really good safety in Cole Bishop, who's their leading tackler, and he's got a few sacks and a few pass breakups and a few interceptions. He's got 7 pass breakups. Again, look, their pass defense is 6.2 yards per attempt at 59.7%. And just for comparison, our pass defense is 6.2 at 63%. I think that's what I got him at. Pass defense, 200. Oh, yeah. There you go. 6.2 yards per attempt at 62.4%. So comparable. And then we got all the interceptions, 22 to their 13. They've given up 19 pass TDs. We've given up 25. They put the ball on the ground. Their running game has 16 fumbles. We have 9. That's third worst in the league for them. So punching that ball out, getting the ball out, running to the football. God rewards those who run to the football. And they do it. Yeah, that's one of the biggest. Listen, I'm never trying to be funny when I say change in attitude brought the change in latitude, but it did. Just look at how they run to the football. They weren't doing that in years past. This is a new mindset. This is a new attitude. You got the right players with the right attitude. You got the coaches looking for the attitude, and they bring it together, and it changes everything. It's amazing how that can happen. I know we all, whatever, who cares what happened? That was then, this is now in the past, and this is now is getting ready for a playoff run. We got to look, dangerous teams make the run. We're dangerous. We're dangerous. Had Sal Palantonio on. I'm asking all the NASCARs, well, Jared Bell on, who's the most dangerous? Jacksonville. They can be. They can be. What's got to happen is we've already talked about it, but then also, hey, Trevor, this is your time, man. This is your time. You quarterbacks are never judged by what you do in the regular season. You are to a certain degree, of course, with your stats, but the real stat is what you do in the playoffs. And you've come such a long way in the way you're playing the game of football. Credit Liam Cohen, credit everybody, credit yourself for putting in the work. I was told by a very reliable source that they have coached Trevor Lawrence very hard, and he's responded tremendously. And I tell you, I know we're all throwing it out there when it doesn't go our way. At the end of the day, it's always the player. The player's always got to do the work. He's always got to do the job. He's the one performing. And if you're a pro like these guys are, and you've been in the league a long time, you don't necessarily need your QB. I mean, your coach. You need him for important decisions on game day. I don't need him for rah-rah. I don't need him to motivate me. I'm already motivated. I'm a pro. I know what my job is. I know what my livelihood is. And they got it. Trevor's got it. Might have taken him a little bit to get there, but he's got it. He's working. He's working. You can see it in his game. And when I heard that from that reliable source, I said, well, you can tell in his game, man, he's playing great. I mean, the throws are on point. He knows the offense. He's not making stupid decisions. He's not running tentatively. He's running great. Absolutely. So it's going to be a great, great matchup. Look, I mean, to tell the tape, yeah, I would take Josh Allen as a QB, but it's pretty close as far as how Trevor's playing this year in the last 8 games. That you can't compare careers. It wouldn't be fair. Josh Allen's had the career, no question about it. Let me give you their stats together. I know it's funny. I love when people say, well, stats don't tell the story. No, they don't. They don't. But it's funny. You'll only say that when it doesn't work towards your favor. But you won't say it when, it does. Like this EPA bullshit stuff. What the fuck that even is? Estimator or educate. Who cares? What are they doing? Whatever. Stats do tell part of it. I was asked the difference actually from my new friend Squiggy, who was on my horse's mouth. So he's in the music world. He asked me, he said, what matters most, the eye test or stats? I always say the stats should back up my eye test. So what I see on field, I see it, I believe it, and then I look at the stats. I'm like, yeah, I believe it because it's there too. So let's go through that with the quarterbacks and compare. Let's start with Josh Hines Allen. Now, 1 game less because he didn't play the final week. Fair enough. He finished with almost 3,700 yards. Great. Yards to me, I don't get that impressed. I mean, he's averaging 216 a game. Trevor's at 222. It's a different game today. I get it. So it's not, whipping it around all over the place, but that's not that impressive as far as yards per game. Okay. But whatever, it's a stat. Yards per attempt. Josh Allen's at 8 yards per attempt down the field at 69.3% completion. Pretty good. That's really good. That's really good. Trevor's at 7.2 yards per attempt, way up than it's been. The 8 games have shot him up, no doubt. And he's at 61%, 61.2 completion percentage. Again, completion percentage is important, but as long as you don't turn the ball over, it's not as important as you would think, right? You gotta be accurate. There's no doubt about that. But if I can get some plays down the field and not turn the ball off, no doubt about it. Okay, this Joker, Matt Jones. Hey, Joker, no, they're not a fraud. 3.9 yards per carry. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. No disrespect. It's fair banter. But you don't know what you're talking about. I don't care how many carries there are. They're shutting people down. They shut everybody down. We'll see what you guys can do. You got a good O-line, no doubt. It's going to be big and physical, and Cook's awesome, but we're run defense. And if you want to say that, then your pass defense is the same. So you're the one that's got the problems, buddy. We're going to win this game. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. And if we don't, hey, man, we'll come right back here on Monday and talk about it. No question about that. Buffalo's run defense, that now is legit. They give up a ton of yards. They suck on run defense. And Matt Milano, I'm telling you, run right at him. Run right at Matt Milano. He's little. I know he's a Boston College grad like me, but he's a little guy. He's only 223 pounds. You kidding me? I weighed that in high school. Give me a break. And he's not as fast as he used to be. I go right at his ass and see if we can handle him. And I think that we will. It's going to be a fun one. There's no question about it. Got to give Sean McDermott some love here. There's rumors that if he doesn't get far in the playoffs, he might be. I know we all want to win championships. I get it. But let me throw this at you. Okay? Just hear me out. 9-7, lost the wild card. Second year at 2018, 6-10. Then went 10-6, lost the wild card. 13-3, lost the AFC Championship game. 3 years in a row, 11-6, 13-3, 11-6, lost the divisional playoff round. Last year, 13-4, lost the AFC Championship game. This year, 12-5. This guy, Sean McDermott, averages 11 wins per season. You do not get rid of that. You do not get rid of that. And the coach, again, I know it's like with Harbaugh. You're going to fire Harbaugh? Okay. You lost the locker room? Really? What if the kicker makes a kick? Did he still lose it? You got a kicker that doesn't make his kick, a chip shot almost. And then you got a QB that is great for fantasy, and get the MVP, but isn't always clutch and does get hurt. I love Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying that too much, but, all of a sudden it's John Harbaugh's fault. Careful what you wish for, man. Careful what you wish for. So I'm sorry, even if the Bills don't win this game, which I have the Jags winning, you don't get rid of Sean McDermott. You're crazy if you get rid of Sean McDermott, in my opinion. Greg Rousseau is their sack leader. He's got 7. He's had 3 in the last 2 games, so don't let that fool you. Joey Bosa's back. He can hurt you. No doubt about it. Daquan Jones, his last game was in December 21st. He's a beast. I know Jordan Phillips just went on IR, so he's out. And then A.J. Espinoza, who would terrorize us 2 years ago down here, he's had no sacks since week 12. So I'm not worried about their D-line. And I'm not worried about their backers. Their safeties, Poyer and Bishop are good. Tre'Davious White's a good corner. There's no doubt. Going to have our hands full there, but it's going to be up to Liam Cohen and company, calling the right plays, getting them off balance. And then it's going to be interesting what Campanile does. I don't know if we get there with 4 consistently. Again, we got to have our interior guys play really well. And they're look, Osiris Torrance, the kid out of Florida, we wanted him bad down here. We did. We needed a big bruising offensive guard, and that's what he is. Connor McGovern's a very good. He's a tough center, and we know the tackles are tough as well. And the other guard, David Edwards, don't know much about him, but they've done a great job. I mean, you can't say they're not a good offensive line when they've done so well in the run game. And they have. They're good. But we're going to meet that rubber, and we're going to pound it into the ground because that's what we've been doing. And it's absolutely been fantastic the way our team has played. I don't think, put money on that, Matt. Put money. Matt must be like 12. Oh, I love the young kids listening to the show. Go to school and get off your phone. You're supposed to be paying attention in class, dummy. So half you don't make it because you don't pay. I didn't pay attention either, but I played football, so it didn't matter. But pay attention. Get off your phone, man, and go do something. All right, this is it, man. Look, we've got a big challenge ahead of us. You got to take care of Kincaid. He's really good down the field. Knox is very good in the red zone. They got a great running back. They got a great quarterback. And they got a really good O-line. But we've got a really good defense. Takeaways, stopping the run. Takeaways, stopping the run. Third down, we're about the same. They're at 41.38. We're at 40.37. That's pretty tight, pretty close. The biggest difference is the run game. Both sides. They run the ball better than us. We stop the ball better than them. And that is legit. Passing-wise, they're a little bit more efficient than us, but not a ton. We've got 29 touchdowns. Josh Allen is 25. Now, granted, he run for 14. And Trevor's run for 9. So, both these guys, I hope it is. Look, I shouldn't say this because if it's a shootout, our defense didn't do the job. But if it is, this is Trevor's time to shine. I know everyone's talking about Josh Allen. This is his time to win. And it's funny because by default, because all the top QBs are out of the game, now it's his time to win. I think the guy's unbelievable. I do. He's a great quarterback. Can't deny it. But this is time for Trevor to show the world what he's been working on, right? What he's been working on. You got to stay that focus. Got to stay that, with the technique, with everything. He's been really good. Can he keep it going is the question. I think he can. And until he doesn't, I'm going to say that. I think he can. No doubt about it. All right, Jags, 27-24. Here we go. Let's do total team stats. Brought to you by Team Tommy Mac. Check them all out at TommyMac.net. You also see them all over social media. I'll just name them today. Carpet Man Flooring, Chris Lucero's Bail Bonds, Morgan & Morgan, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling, Azar Sausage, Newmark Phoenix Realty Group, Sportsmania in Jacksonville Beach, Code Ninjas, Salt Air Inn and Suites, Rick O'Connor's Allstate Agency, Coconut Joe's Hot Sauces, and Freedom Finance for your fractional CFO. They're fantastic. So is 1010 XL, and great to be a part of their family. All right, so let's go through it, okay? 128 penalties for us, 101 penalties for them. Points given up, or let's say points scored. They're at 28.3. We're at 28, 27.9. Okay, there we go. I agree, man. We will, buddy. We will. The dad bonds will be traveling in 2026. They give up 21.5 points a game. We give up just under 20. So do the math. It's going to be somewhere in that range, in my opinion. I already went through the run, so we know where we're at. I already went through the pass, yards per attempt. We're both pretty good, really good on defense, pretty good on offense. They're better than us on offense in that regard. Third down, their offensive third down is really good, almost 45%. That's really, really good. Our defense, again, 40.3. So that's going to be a challenge. And then our offense is at 39.17, 39.2, and they're at 41.38. So we gotta win third downs. Third downs is always critical in the playoff time. You move the chains or you get off the field. Simple as that. Let's see, fourth down. You're going to see a lot of fourth downs. I'm sure they'll all go for them. They love doing that today's game. We're pretty much the same to a certain degree. Our offense, 17-29. Theirs is 19-32, kind of close. Defense, 11-31. They're 10 of 19, better. Sacks, they've given up 40. We've given up 41. The defense has got 36 sacks and 84 tackles for loss. We have 32 and 77. Interceptions, 12 to their 10. On defense, 22 to their 13. Crush them in that. And then turnover ratio, plus 13 for the Jags, plus 1 for Buffalo. Buffalo puts it on the ground. And Josh Allen's good for an interception. So how about 2 turnovers? That'll help us win the game and win the line of scrimmage. That's going to be really it's so great. I mean, that's what playoff football is, man. Who's going to out-hit the opponent? Who's going to out-hustle? Who's going to out-scheme? And then who's going to knock the living shit out of each other more? That's what it comes down to. It always will. And that's the beautiful thing about football. The big men up front getting after it. And should be a great matchup for our Jaguars. We'll see the rest of the league and how they do. But yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. I think this team has proven they're gritty. They've got to start a little quicker. Buffalo starts slow, but at the end of the day, man, win the line of scrimmage. Don't turn the ball over and force some turnovers, and you will win this football game. There's no question in my mind. Jags win 27-24. All right, thank you so much for checking it out. Happy Friday. Enjoy your time. Bills fans, welcome. Don't cause any trouble. Most people I know in this town fight back, so nobody wants to get in any trouble, so don't start nothing. You might in the stands. I've been around you people. You're a little nutty sometimes. If you're going to jump off a table that's lit on fire, do it over cement. That'll be really good for you. That'll be really impressive if you can, get up from that. And other than that, just have a good time, man. We're a pretty welcoming crowd. I'm being facetious a little bit there, but most truths are said in jest, they say. So I'm a little conflicted, but it should be a good time. Welcome to our city. Don't do anything stupid. And I'm not going to say good luck to you because I wouldn't mean it, but good luck to all you Jaguar fans having a great time and coming away with a victory. Congrats to the entire team. It's a win no matter what. It's a successful year no matter what, but we want more, and I know you do as well. So until next time, stay safe out there. Be cool out there, man, and we'll see you right here on Catching Up with Tommy Mac. Have a great weekend, and LFG Jags, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. See you on Monday.